Hello, folks. Y'all know what time it is. It's time for y'all to grab your popcorns, put your TVs up, and watch Dame take 2 shots, baby. I got
man.
2 games right.
You saved it till the end. You saved it to the last Eastern Western Finals to be very accurate.
Both games, baby. Both games.
Yeah, Suns in 5, Bucks in 6.
Suns in 6. Suns in 6, man.
Suns in 6. Sorry.
Yeah.
Yep. Oh, well, let's get one out of the way right away.
Yeah, let the people know, cheers it up. Yeah, he loves drinking. He loves drinking.
Even though Kawhi would have beat them, but it's fine.
Who? Kohu? What? All right. That's your first one.
That was gross.
Let's since you want to go to Kawhi, we like to do a thing where we talk about what the losers in the championship games need. So we'll start off with the Clippers. What do you think they need to get over that hump and get to the finals next year?
To not have LeBron and AD fully playable next year. I mean, I think they could have done it.
PG showed up.
Actually,
he showed up.
Look good. And if you put Kawhi out there, I gotta be a game 7 at least. I think they can take it personally.
My thing about Kawhi is like your team faced 2 elimination games back to back and you didn't play a single one. That's just like as a superstar, like come on now, man. Come on.
I agree. I mean, they said like Trae Young, he went out there and played.
Yeah.
Honestly, well, we'll get into that. I didn't think they played well, but like he came out, wanted to play for his team in his elimination game. I mean, because Kawhi, he technically wasn't he doubtful each game or each game?
He didn't even fly. Game 6, he didn't even fly with them. He didn't fly with the team at all.
But I mean, obviously injuries happen. But you know how Kawhi is.
Yeah.
I mean, he's did it to the Bucks last year. He did it to every team he plays, man. So I think going into game 6 like that and 7 and him not playing, that's a huge loss for the Clippers. I don't think with the skills that are out there.
You think they should run it back with the same players?
I think they're gonna have to. I don't know who they would get.
I think they need to move away from Kawhi.
You think? Well, I don't think give a lot of money, but I don't know about.
I don't think he's the answer. I don't think he's the answer, man. You got to find another co-star for PG. PG actually showed up, He showed that he can run the team. He can show that he can be that number 1 option.
Yeah.
Everybody was making fun of him, calling him Pandemic P. I was making fun of him, I was like, bro, this man, he's just crazy, But he showed up. You got to get a star player for them that's actually going to show up. Again, it's the same thing I said last year, that their players didn't show up,
Yeah,
and
honestly,
again this year, Kawhi doesn't show up, When Kawhi's on the court, he's great. It's just, is he going to be on the court? So
and I'll call it the Suns. They are on a roll and they're on fire, and you needed Kawhi for sure to even get a chance to beat them.
Yeah,
I don't think it's that big of a difference with Kawhi on the floor.
Yeah,
where they would beat. I still think they could have made it at least game 7, possibly win it, but Suns are on a roll, man.
They're consistent.
For my next game.
All right, let's go Hawks.
We were discussing this before the video. I think the Hawks are just so young.
Yep.
I mean, just experience-wise, Trae Young, like we were saying, he went out there. He obviously wasn't ready to play.
He was hurt the whole time.
Look good. Yeah, slow. He kind of showed up at the end, but still, you could just tell it wasn't. And I don't know if that's because of the change with the Bucks and Giannis being out. The Bucks really did, I thought, showed up really well, especially Lopez down in the paint on defense.
Hey man, I was telling everybody Bucks had it. Yeah. I was telling everybody they had it. So, but I agree with you. It's experience. The thing they need to do though is they can't go the OKC route where, like, when they got to the finals, they traded James Harden away the next year. You got to keep that core together. They're young.
Yeah.
Keep them together. And they sniffed the Eastern Conference Finals. They got a lot of experience. and maybe you're like a piece or two away. I can't tell. I don't
Yeah,
follow the Hawks like that, but they're young. They're good.
you
I
can
I
maybe throw like a experienced player, like a veteran in there.
yeah.
I don't know. I still think you keep that young group. They
Mhm.
obviously made the Bucks go 6, and
Yeah. They
they
stole game
definitely.
one from the Bucks. Hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
Stole game
Yeah.
one from the Bucks. Trey Young's
Yeah.
gonna ball out. You know that. He's a
Mm-hmm.
star. I like Cam Reddish. You know, he's from Duke. You know, I like all the players from
Yeah,
Duke.
he was great last year. I just
John
remember.
Collins, he's a baller. You know, he does
Mhm.
all the dirty work. His stats don't show up on the stat sheet, but he does all the dirty work. So
One thing I wanted to say too is I do think they're going to struggle next year because they're having that rule come out
yeah,
about the non-basketball move fouls.
yeah.
Trey Young is going to go from top PG to middle of the pack. Because how many fouls he draws by just jumping into people.
Hey, you can
And
say
if
that
they
about your
really
boy
actually,
LeBron. You can say that about your boy LeBron.
oh man, I guess. But I think a lot of players, like if you start when they finally come strict about that rule, I think it's going to be good. 'Cause, it's been ridiculous.
Yeah,
Someone pump fakes, they jump in the air, and you're just throwing it
Yep.
at them like that.
especially
So
James
I think
Harden.
he's gonna struggle. Yeah, I think a lot
Uh,
of those players are going to struggle.
All right, let's transition to the finals. How happy are you that
Wow.
you finally? Yeah. Oh.
Game 6 like that. Ah, man. I was sitting there third quarter. I think we had a 20-point lead
Yep.
or close to.
Yep.
And I'm like, oh, man, we just got one quarter to hold it together. And I forget, I was at a bar, and someone behind me was like, oh, yeah, Bucks are going to the finals. And I knew it right then. I'm like, you screwed us. And then we started one. And I'm sweating, I'm panicking. But,
Dude,
man,
Bucks
they
had
did
it, dude. Bucks had
Pulled
it.
out.
Bucks
It was
had
a
it.
good game. Middleton, he likes to show up, I guess, in one quarter of each game, maybe, and drop 23 of his how many points in one quarter, like he did the game before. But man, Bucks are in the finals since what 1973,
74.
and
I think
haven't won. They didn't win it. They
in
won
like
it in
in like
72.
60s, or was it
Oh, was
72?
it? I
I
thought
don't
it was
know.
72 won, 73 or 4. They haven't made it. So we're in 50 years in the making.
Yes, yes, sir. Before I break it down, man, what do you got, man? What are you going with? Don't say Bucks in the sweep because I'm gonna drop kick you. I'm gonna drop kick you. You know?
Obviously, the Bucks are going to take it. We'll see if Giannis plays. Bucks are going to take it, but I think it's going to go all 7. I think if the NBA has anything to do about games 2, it goes into 7. The finals. I think if Giannis, I have a feeling they won't play him tonight. I think they switched him to questionable. I thought he would play because they said he'd play game 7.
I wouldn't play him.
He'd have a longer
I wouldn't play him.
You wouldn't need to. You have a
Yeah.
break period. The game
Yeah.
you can give up if you needed to give it
Yeah.
up, and that's playing hot.
You play him when
I
you need
don't-
him.
Mm-hmm. And I think it could just, honestly, I think a lot of times get in the heads of the other team.
Yeah.
Make
Well,
it seem like he might be coming back.
even if you like, cause think about it. Remember what happened to KD when he hurt his leg, and
Yeah.
he came back. He tore his Achilles. That's like you don't want that to happen to Giannis. Don't rush his
Yeah.
recovery. Just you play him when you
Mhm.
need him. If don't play him game 1, please. Like you don't need him to
Yeah.
like tonight at all. Like just see where the series is at and then make your adjustments accordingly. But so you're going Bucks in 7. I'm gonna break down some stuff before I make my decision. You know.
Yeah. Yep.
Out of the two teams, the Suns are the more consistent team. You know what you're gonna get from them, other than the game where Devin Booker wore a mask and he was just ass. Like that was just
Yeah. Yep.
mind blown. They're consistent. You know, they're more consistent. They got the point guard, Chris Paul. You know, he literally brought that team from nothing. You know, I like
Yeah.
Devin Booker. He's a baller. I think the Bucks are not as consistent, and you can watch it throughout this whole playoff. They will get blown out one game.
Series.
Yeah, one game they'll get blown out. Next game they'll come back and blow them out, and then they get blown out again. It's just too much flippy floppy,
Yeah.
inconsistency.
And you can't play like that against a team who
No.
is consistent.
Yeah,
they're not going to blow them out one
Yep.
night. So
Yep, that's
I have
and
a
then,
feeling you're leaning towards some way then. Are you going to make a full prediction?
So as I'm saying, there's a more consistent team and a less consistent team, but I've made a promise to myself and a lot of people. if the Bucks weren't playing the Lakers, I will always cheer for the Bucks. As long as they're not playing the Lakers. So I'm gonna go with the GOAT Brandon Jennings said. Bucks and 6.
Let's go.
Bucks and 6. So yeah. That's my. I'm gonna hope I'm not eating those words.
And I think one thing I'm wanting to throw in there with the Bucks, I hope they kind of see how they played the last 2 games, and Giannis kind of sees how
Yeah.
Holiday can ball out and how Middleton can ball out, and almost play that a little more reserved.
Well-
Like, maybe not taking up the ball as much. Give Holiday a chance to.
Well, I was
Like-
breaking down like when people were getting upset. I was breaking down when Giannis went down. I'm like, listen, the Bucks still have the better team because everybody's like, oh, it's over. And I'm like, all right, let me break down the player anarchy for that series. You got Giannis is the number 1, Trey's number 2. 3 and 4 is Chris Middleton and Drew Holiday. So with those 2 gone, you still have the 2 best players. So that's why I said you guys have it. But when you come to the Suns, it goes Giannis and then Chris Paul, Devin Booker, and then maybe Drew, Chris, and then you got Aiden, and then like it's stacked on both sides. It's not like how the Hawks, so it's really gonna.
And Holiday he is a great player.
Yeah.
I think in this series, if you take away Middleton's 1 quarters that he shows up, Holiday is the reason we won those 2 games.
Well,
He balled out.
even so, everybody's saying the Bucks. Everybody's like, oh, the Bucks doesn't have a chance, even if Giannis doesn't play. I think they have a chance even if Giannis doesn't play the whole series. Why? When Drew was on the Pelicans, he was the number 1 option. He was the number 1 option. When Chris Middleton, like when he was at Detroit and before Giannis got big, he was a number 1, number 2 option. Brook Lopez, when he was on the Nets, he was the number 1 option. You got 3 number 1 options. You don't need Giannis. Like, Giannis is just a luxury.
No, one thing is, Brooke, I need you all series. I can't have him drop 30 in 1 game of a full series. The guy is huge. I don't think people are going to match it. Like, he matched up so well against the Hawks.
No, I think Aiden's gonna eat him alive, man. I think Aiden's gonna eat him
I
alive.
think, though, if Lopez pulls up and shows up with him, like, if they play the same ball all series, we win it. No problem. I think Lopez shows up in any way. It could just be, like I said, consistent with him throughout the game. That's all we need from him. We can't have him get slow and get bored, it looks like, playing defense and just stand in that paint with his arms in the air. It's like, if he played like he did game 5?
I was there. I was at the game.
Yeah.
I was at the game.
Like, if we have him all series, I think we match up way too well, especially with Giannis. But we need him to play too.
Just to guarantee it.
That's my hot take. Lopez show up and we win.
Well, pour up your shot. I got Bucks and 6. You got Bucks and 7. Yes, we're going with the hometown team. You know, I normally don't go with the hometown team, but my team is out. They gone fishing, so I gotta rock with the city.
Making Space Jam.
Yeah, he's making Space Jam, you know. But we'll be back next year. But for now, it's Bucks.
We'll have to do a final recap.
Yeah, we'll do a final recap. Don't worry about that. You know, whoa, Bucks might sweep, and we both gotta take a shot.
Let's go Bucks with this. Leave a comment if you guys disagree. I want to kind of argue in the comments. So if you guys think anything different, I'd love to hear it.
Yeah, leave a comment down below. You know, we got a lot of Suns supporters now, all of a sudden. Yeah, this is Luck. That's Dane. Peace.